Thieves stole an amount from a bank that weighed the equivalent of 3 broken cars. These skilled criminals made sure that not a single penny was left behind in the bank. What's even more surprising is that when the bank discovered the robbery, it was already too late. Today, we're going to explore some of the most clever and skilled robberies that were executed without anyone suspecting a thing. Let's begin with the first one. Pharmacies are often an easy target for thieves because they contain drugs that can be sold on the black market at 3 times their original price. Thieves know this well. In 2015, in the city of Euless, Texas, thieves entered a pharmacy through a window. They knew exactly where the alarm sensors were and how to bypass them. These criminals had even come prepared to break open the pharmacy's stone-like safe. Using a grinder, they cut open the safe, and they even had a special chemical to neutralize the noise from the sparks. Within just a few minutes, the safe was opened, and the thieves made off with $10 million worth of medications. The pharmacy manager said they had been robbed before, but never in such a well-planned manner. Next, in California, where Apple's headquarters are located, 4 thieves boldly entered an Apple store in broad daylight and began snatching expensive iPhones and MacBooks without any hesitation. Customers, stunned by the sight, stood frozen in shock, but no one dared to intervene. The entire store was emptied in just 30 seconds. Not long after, police arrested 17 members of this gang. ATM robberies are something we've all seen in videos, but these thieves took it up a notch. They used gas to make an explosion in a specific part of the ATM to open its safe. The explosion didn't start a fire, which meant that the security sensors in the machine didn't go off. Within just a few seconds, the thieves had accessed the machine's contents and escaped. In many Western countries, there are gas stations that are not staffed. Taking advantage of this, a group of thieves in Ireland decided to steal an entire ATM machine from a gas station. Using a digger, they uprooted the machine and placed it in a van with a modified roof to carry it away. Can you believe someone could steal a Tesla worth $1.5 million? Well, 2 thieves managed to bypass the security system of this expensive car in just 5 seconds. Tesla cars have a system where the car and its remote are connected. The thieves amplified the signal from the remote inside the house and then transmitted it near the car, unlocking it. They then safely drove off with the vehicle. In a jewelry store, 3 crafty women walked in. 2 distracted the staff with conversation, while the 3rd woman quietly hid an entire tray of jewelry in her clothes. Later, it was discovered that the jewelry was worth over $1 million. Now let's talk about a heist that took place in August 2005, where experienced criminals stole $70 million from the Central Bank of Brazil. The total weight of the money was around 3,500 kilograms, equivalent to the weight of 3 Toyota cars. To execute this robbery, the criminals rented a house near the bank 6 months prior and started digging a tunnel from that house. Since the ground in the area was soft, they had no trouble digging and there was hardly any noise. The tunnel was so perfectly aligned that it led straight into the bank's vault. On the day of the robbery, they only had to dig 1 more meter to break through. They took all the money, filling bags and transporting it through the tunnel to their house. The entire operation took them 7 hours, and the security alarms didn't go off once. It wasn't until 2 days later on Monday that the bank staff realized what had happened. But by then, the gang had already left the country. Despite years of investigation, the gang was never caught. And now the #1 robbery, the historic bank robbery in London, which involved a group of experienced elderly criminals. This gang discovered a way into the bank's vault through a lift shaft. They carefully drilled a large hole into the vault wall using industrial-grade equipment. The noise from the drilling should have raised alarm bells, but the reason no one heard it was that it was a bank holiday, and all financial institutions in London were closed. Taking advantage of this, the gang quietly emptied the bank's vault, stealing jewelry and cash worth $17 million. Though they were skilled criminals, this gang was eventually caught. After their capture, one of them confessed that after the robbery, they had been in contact with each other by phone, unaware that their phones were being traced.